Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. American Idol's latest winner. A story of dreams and destiny. The stage lights flickered like a galaxy come alive, spilling golden beams across a sea of faces in the studio and millions more through their television screens. It was final night of American Idol, a night that held the weight of thousands of dreams, where one voice would rise above the rest to claim the title. Among the final two contestants stood Lena Carter, a 21-year-old waitress from a small town in Georgia, and Ethan Reyes, a 24-year-old music teacher from California. Both were trembling, though for very different reasons. For Lena, this was not just about music. It was about proving to herself that she could be more than a girl serving coffee and fries in a diner off Route 84. She had grown up in a trailer park with her grandmother, who believed in her voice before anyone else did. When her grandmother passed away the year before, Lena had nearly given up singing altogether. But one night, she stood in front of a bathroom mirror, holding a hairbrush like a microphone, and whispered, "For you, Grandma, I'll try one more time." That was the night she filled out her audition form. Ethan's story was quieter but just as heartfelt. He had been teaching children how to play piano and guitar since college. Everyone loved his patience, his gentle encouragement, and the way he told his students, "Music doesn't just live in the stars, it lives inside you." Yet behind his encouragement was his own hidden doubt. Could he really stand out as an artist himself? For years, he had pushed aside his own dream, pouring his passion into others instead. His students, however, had secretly pulled money together to send him to audition. When he walked in front of the judges for the very first time, it was his students' voices that echoed in his heart. Now, standing side by side, Lena and Ethan held hands as Ryan drew out the final moment. And the winner of American Idol is... The pause stretched like eternity. Lena Carter. The studio erupted in cheers, confetti rained down, and Lena gasped as her knees buckled. Ethan hugged her tightly, whispering, "You deserve this. Shine for both of us." Tears streamed down her face as the microphone was placed in her trembling hands. But this wasn't the end of Lena's story, it was the beginning. Chapter 1. The girl with the hidden voice. Lena's journey on American Idol had been anything but smooth. At first, she was painfully shy. Her voice shook during the audition round, and Katy Perry had leaned forward, eyebrows raised. "Lena, you have a voice that's bigger than you realize," she had said. "But you've got to let us hear it. Stop hiding." That moment struck Lena deeply. For years, she had sung only in her bedroom or to her grandmother. The idea of millions of people hearing her voice terrified her. But each round of the competition chipped away at her fear. The first time she sang on live television, she looked into the camera and imagined her grandmother smiling. Somehow, that gave her courage. Week after week, her performances grew stronger. From a soulful ballad that left Luke Bryan wiping his eyes, to a fiery rock number that brought the audience to its feet, Lena transformed before America's eyes. She wasn't just a singer anymore, she was a storyteller, pouring her life into every note. Chapter 2. A rivalry of friendship. Though reality shows often painted finalists as rivals, Lena and Ethan built something different, a friendship. They practiced together backstage, encouraged one another, and even shared late-night conversations about their fears. "Sometimes I feel like I'm not good enough," Lena admitted one night, sitting with her guitar across her lap. Ethan chuckled softly, "Funny, I feel the same way. Maybe that's why we're here, to prove to ourselves that we are enough." Their friendship became part of the season's heart. Fans loved how they lifted each other up instead of tearing each other down. Many even joked on social media that it didn't matter who won, because they both already had. Chapter 3. The winning song. Every Idol winner needs a coronation song. Lena's was an original piece written during the competition, a song called "Unbroken Sky." It was a soaring anthem about rising after loss, inspired by her grandmother. The lyrics carried a message of resilience. No matter how heavy life felt, the sky above was still endless and waiting. When she sang it on final night, her voice was both fragile and fierce, trembling with emotion before lifting into powerful high notes that left the audience breathless. As the final line faded, silence swept the room, then an explosion of applause, cheers, and tears. In that moment, it wasn't just about winning. It was about healing. Chapter 4. Life After Idol. The morning after her victory, Lena woke up in a hotel room with her new trophy on the nightstand. For a moment, she wondered if it had all been a dream. But when she turned on her phone, she saw millions of messages from fans, friends, and even strangers saying how her story had touched them. One message stood out. "My mom passed away last year. Your song made me feel like I could breathe again. Thank you." It was then that Lena understood her real purpose. She hadn't just won a competition. She had found her voice to help others heal. Ethan, too, wasn't forgotten. Though he hadn't won, record labels reached out, impressed by his artistry and warmth. Soon he signed a deal of his own. Lena and Ethan even promised to record a duet together, continuing the friendship that had carried them through. Chapter 5. The return home. When Lena returned to Georgia, her small town threw a parade. People lined the streets, holding signs with her name and waving American flags. The diner where she once worked renamed her favorite booth Lena's Corner. But the most emotional moment came when she visited her grandmother's grave. She placed the trophy gently beside the headstone and whispered, "We did it, Grandma. I sang for you, and I'll keep singing." The wind seemed to carry her words, and for the first time in years, Lena didn't feel alone. Chapter 6. A Star is Born. Months later, Lena stood on stage at her very first concert as an Idol winner. The stadium was packed, her name glowing in lights above. She closed her eyes, gripped the microphone, and felt the same nervous flutter she had during her first audition. But when the music began, the fear melted away. The crowd wasn't just watching her, they were singing with her. And in that harmony, Lena realized something beautiful. Winning Idol hadn't made her a star. Believing in herself had. The show was only the spark that lit the fire she carried all along. Epilogue. The story of Lena Carter, American Idol's latest winner, was not just about music or fame. It was about a girl who once doubted her worth, finding the courage to stand in the light. Her journey reminded millions that dreams don't belong only to the confident, the wealthy, or the lucky. Dreams belong to anyone brave enough to chase them, even a small-town waitress with nothing but a song in her heart. And as long as there are voices willing to rise, there will always be skies unbroken.